So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below, so check those out for massive discounts on all your Hidden Summoner needs as well as all your other Yu-Gi-Oh needs. But let's get on with the profile. What's up YouTube, Darren here with wargames, bringing you an updated Lightsworn deck profile. Now, with this one I have not got any of the zombies in it at all. This is probably more Brilliant Sworn than it is anything else. Now, with the zombies, there's actually really good plays that you can if you want to do that version. So you play like the Border Roach, you play the Banshee, you play the Glow-Up Bloom, and you kind of use and abuse the Border Roach effect while building your board with the Lightsworns. Definitely a powerful option, but this version is still very good and it is more pure. What I like about this one is it is more Lightsworn orientated, it is more about JD than the other kind of engines in the deck. So without further ado, I'm going to take you through the profile, show you exactly what we got and explain why we've got it. So we've got two Lumina. This one is less relevant in this version because the fact that we've lost MX Saber Invoker kind of hurt the deck quite a bit. It hurt consistency, it hurt its ability to flood on first turn, because you'd go Brilliant Fusion, bring out the Heroic Challenger, you'd have MX Saber Invoker, you'd have Mrs. Radiant, and you kind of build your board from there. Lumina can easily be put down to 1. This is a 41 card deck, so it can be dropped down. It's just so I have more consistency of getting more names in the graveyard. I've then got 2 Raiden. Now the reason we've got 2 Raiden is it is searchable off of Rhoda. You can put it at 3 if you want to, entirely up to you. This is one of the 1 cards you do on your hand for your normal summon. Then we've got 2 Wolf. Wolf can be an incredibly bad brick. Purely because it cannot be normal summoned or set, so it's one of them ones that you have to kind of get out of your hand in able to summon it. But again, it is an additional name in the graveyard, and when you mill it, it brings itself back to graveyard, and straight away 9 times out of 10 you've got an instant rank 4. Of course, you've got double JD. You can play 3 JD if you want. The reason I've got 2 is it really pains me to play 2 ultis and 1 ultra. But then on top of that as well, I've tried, like I said, to keep this 2 as close to 40 as I possibly could. And then on top of that, I have a lot of ways of searching in this deck. So the idea is you don't want to be milling your JDs off. You want to be able to search them as early as you possibly can. Hence the fact that we play the 1 Minerva as well. And further on into the deck, we do play the 1 Eclipse Wyvern. I'll bring that out now while we can. And then for the last Lightsworn monster, we do have Felice. Now Felice, of course, you send off of Curious and then bring her back to the board, and that extends your plays that way. We've then, of course, got triple Fairy Tail Snow. This card is incredibly busted. It's too powerful. Like, it's so good. Like, the fact that if you do the Brilliant Fusion combo, you can send Snow off it as well, but 9 times out of 10, you've already got 7 materials in there. The disruption that Snow brings to your opponent is incredibly annoying and can really stump your opponent out and slow them down massively. So it's very good and powerful. Then of course you've got the Brilliant Fusion engine of 3 Lone Fire, 3 Scorpio and 1 Cobra. Now of course the issue with these is if you open up Lone Fire, great, you then only got 2 dead cards in deck. You don't really want to only play 1 of these. You could play it at 2 if you want to hit it down to that 40 card version. But this is just to maximise our Brilliant Fusion play because that really does get the deck going. Then for our other one-offs, of course, we've got the 1 Giant Rex, the 1 Goblinberg, the 1 Damage Juggler, Hat Tricker, and Trick Clown. Of course, Goblin Bird is one of your extenders. Giant Rex is great to get off a Fairy Tail Snow. That straight away gives you a rank 4 Minerva. And then, of course, you've got your Trick Clown, your 1 Gem Knight target, and then, of course, the 1 Glow-Up Bulb because it gives you additional mills. And if you wanted to, you could play Nat Beast in the extra deck. That, of course, you go Glow-Up Bulb with Giant Rex, or you go Glow-Up Bulb not with a clip one, sorry. Glow-Up Bulb with the Garnet if you really do hard brick, or of course you can do it with your Hat Tricker as well. So you do have ways of making that beast in this deck should you wish. Onto the spells, of course we've got the triple Brilliant Fusion for the Brilliant Fusion engine. Triple Charger Light Brigade, incredibly powerful card. Mill the top 3 cards of your deck, add a level 4 or lower Lightsworn monster. It's not once per turn. very nice on that one. Double Solar Recharge. The reason we've got 2 is because we haven't got as huge amount of Lightsworns as we could do, because they do contribute to bricks. And then what you want to be very careful of is when you are playing Solar Recharge. It's great to, like, you know, draw 2 and then mill 2, but 9 times out of 10, the 2 that you draw are what you want milled, and the cards that you mill are what you want in your hand. It's just the way it works. And then, of course, we've got the 1 of Monster Reborn. You do a lot of milling. Soul Charge, again, get that Unbreakable board if you want to. the 1 Foolish Burial, the 1 for 1. Again, this is only one target of Glow Up Bulb, so you can take it out if you wish, but it does get any bricks out of your hand into the graveyard to then move your plays further forward. And then, of course, the 1 Reinforcement of the army. And like I said, the zombie version is probably a bit more, a little bit stronger and a bit more consistent, but in my opinion, that is more zombie swarms than this is more like Lightsworn with the Brilliant Fusion engine. So this is what I wanted to make it more about, the Lightsworns. Okay, so now onto the extra deck. We've got the 1 Nightmare Phoenix, and then we've got the 1 Wee Witch Apprentice. Now, the Wee Witch Apprentice is actually very, very good in the sense that the way it works is you'd play your Predaplant combo, so you'd have your Scorpio and your Cobra, which are both darks. You'd then put them together to make your Wee Witch Apprentice. Then you'll play your Brilliant Fusion engine, and that, of course, would then send Trick Clown. Trick Clown would summon itself back. You've got your Seraphonite in this zone here. You bring your Trick Clown over there. And then straight away, you can use Wee Witch and Trick Clown to go straight into the brand new Summon Sorceress. That, of course, will then let you summon an Earth, because it is pointing to Seraphonite. Or you use your additional normal summon, go into your Raiden, or any of your other monsters, light monsters in your hand. Use the effect there to mill cards off, or of course you can give your opponent one of your cards there if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you on how you want to play it. But you bring out your light monster, do your effects of your additional normal summon, hopefully get a mill off. If you don't get a mill off, it doesn't really matter. And then you link away your Seraphonite and either your Raiden. Doesn't really matter, as long as you go into a monster that has the same attribute as something else in your hand, or of course in your deck, then you play it off of that. But what we've got to remember is in your deck you do actually have a lot of Earth monsters. So you've got your Hat Tricker, you've got your Glow Up Bulb, you've got your Garnet, but obviously you would have already used that. You've got your Goblinberg, then you've got your Giant Rex as well. So you can just get it straight off of your Seraphonite. So it does give you a couple of option plays around that way as well. And then like I said, that would give you an instant link to if you wanted to, or whatever else you bring out, and then you still have your additional normal summons, so you get the additional normal summon as well, and you've got a Minerva if you want to. So it's really, really dependent on how you want to play that around, but it is very, very powerful to have in the deck. Alongside, of course, Curious, that's quite straightforward and simple on that one. You've got your Unicorn to start bouncing all the stuff back if you need to. For your Link 4s, we've got your Borreload Dragon, your Borrelsword Dragon, and your Saruja Skull Dread. Now, obviously, Borrelsword can get you games, Borreload gets you games as well, and Saruja can fix any busted hands that you might want to change up. Of course, we've got the 1 Seraphonite, quite straightforward and self-explanatory on that one. For our Synchros, we've got the 1 Michael, the 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archery for time, blowing up the board and then burning your opponent in time can really, really win you the game as well. Your 1 Omega, of course, stupidly powerful as it is. 1 Abyss Dweller, this can be any rank 4 that you wish. Could be a Tornado Dragon if you wanted to. And then, of course, we've got the 2 Minervas, because we do want to mill a good predominant amount of our deck. We do want to have the JD Power Play on board as well. So Minerva is very, very useful and can really cause your opponent a lot of issues. You can drop it down to 1 if you want to fit anything else in your extra deck. Like I said, if you go with a zombie version, of course you'll have a bit more synchro power in your extra deck and plays around that way as well. But that is it for the deck profile. I tried to keep it short, sweet and simple for you guys so you can kind of see where we're going with this. It is a fun and powerful deck to play and it still has a lot of relevance in this meta right now. Summon Sorceress isn't a necessity in the deck, but of course it does give you a lot of power plays to push further forward should you need to. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time guys, as always, happy dueling. What's up YouTube, thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button, and of course don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom left hand corner and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We've got more deck profiles, duels, pack openings and many more Yu-Gi-Oh videos coming up for you all year round, so don't forget to stay tuned for all of that. Thanks, and as always guys, happy dueling.